Here are your first 10 simple viral-style narrator paragraphs. Written as fictional mystery content, so there is no real-world misinformation. The world is watching closely. Because something strange, something deeply unsettling, seems to be happening aboard China's Tiangong space station. And tonight, you are about to hear a story that space agencies will never explain in simple words. This is not a normal space update. This is a mystery. People expected space danger from meteors, from failures, maybe from silence in the dark. But no one expected this kind of signal, a signal that left even experts confused. A signal that made millions ask the same question: are the astronauts really safe up there? It all began with a sudden power shift inside the station. Cameras flickered, lights dimmed, and for a moment the astronauts' faces showed something more than surprise, something like fear. A fear that spread fast across social media as the footage leaked. At first, Mission Control said it was routine, but viewers noticed something different. The astronauts moved slowly, like they were tired, confused, or trying to hide something. Their voices were low, their hands shaky. People wondered, is it lack of sleep or something worse? No one could hear it clearly, but one word stood out. Pressure? From what? The inside? The outside? Or something they could not name. Space is dangerous. Yes. But the strange part is that this did not look like any normal space emergency. It's not like anything we have seen on the ISS. Not like anything on SpaceX's Dragon flights. This felt different, almost like the danger was invisible. Analysts replayed the video again and again. They saw tools floating out of place, saw one astronaut constantly checking the air vents, saw another looking at the walls as if listening to something moving behind them. That is when the theories began. Some said it was a hidden leak. Some said it was sudden hardware failure, but others whispered something darker. That maybe the astronauts were not dealing with a machine problem, but a biological one. A change in the air, a strange smell, a silent threat. Whatever it was, Mission Control kept their statements short and simple. Everything is normal, but the world did not believe it. The astronauts' expressions told a different story, one that felt heavy, secret, and unsafe. And now, with new footage released and more questions rising, the mystery grows bigger. What exactly is happening inside Tiangong? Why does it look so much worse than anything astronauts faced in SpaceX's Dragon? Soon after the strange signals, the station's internal sensors began to flash warnings that no one could explain. Not alarms, but soft alerts that kept repeating over and over, like the system was detecting something it couldn't identify. Something moving, something changing. The astronauts tried to act calm for the camera, but their eyes kept drifting toward the same corner of the module. A dark metal panel near the life support system. Viewers saw it. Analysts saw it. Everyone noticed they were avoiding that area, like it held a secret. In one clip, an astronaut floated by the panel stopped suddenly and turned back with a worried face. He placed his hand on the wall, as if feeling a vibration. His lips moved, whispering something. Then he hurried away. That moment alone sparked thousands of theories online. Some experts said it might be the sound of microfracture cracks forming under pressure. If true, that is extremely dangerous. Tiny crack in space can grow fast. It's too fast. And astronauts know that better than anyone. Maybe that is why their faces look so tense. But others pointed out something more unusual. The astronauts were wearing extra monitoring patches on their necks and arms. These are normally used only during medical emergencies. So why were they wearing them now? Were they experiencing dizziness? Strange headaches? Changes in heartbeat? When one astronaut's hand trembled while holding a tablet, the internet exploded. People asked, is the gravity system malfunctioning? Is the oxygen level unstable? Or is something happening to their bodies? Something they were not prepared for? Then came another unsettling moment. During a routine conversation, one astronaut paused, held his head, and shut his eyes tightly. Mission Control asked if he was okay. He said yes, but his voice sounded weak, like he was in pain. The clip ended there. Social media started comparing these signs with past incidents on the ISS, but this situation looked worse. Much worse. The symptoms were sharper. The silence was heavier. and the crew seemed more stressed than any astronauts we had seen recently. By this time, people believed something serious was going on, something the public was not being told. Every small movement, every expression, every pause in communication became a clue in a large puzzle that no one could fully understand yet. But the real shock came when the station's external camera detected a strange shadow moving across the solar panels. A shadow that did not match any known object, a shadow that stayed for only 2 seconds, but changed the entire story. The shadow vanished quickly, but those 2 seconds were enough to spark a storm. Viewers slowed the footage frame by frame. Some saw a shape, some saw nothing. But everyone agreed on one thing: the astronauts reacted instantly. They looked toward the window at the exact same moment. This reaction was not random. Their faces tightened. Their breath slowed. It looked like they had seen this before, but never wanted the world to see it. One astronaut floated to the camera, reached out, and then the feed suddenly cut to black. The official explanation: technical glitch, but no one believed it, not after everything else. The timing was too perfect, too clean, too controlled. It felt like Mission Control was hiding something bigger than a simple hardware issue. Hours later, a short update came from the station. The astronauts said they were fine and in stable condition, but their voices didn't match their words. They sounded tired, drained, like they had been awake for too long, or dealing with something stressful behind the scenes. Meanwhile, experts on Earth examined the external shadow. They suggested it could be debris, or maybe a lens artifact. But people online said no, this was different. This shadow moved with intention, as if it had direction, as if something was circling the station. Inside Tiangong, the strange behavior continued. One astronaut kept checking the oxygen panel again and again. Another kept wiping sweat from his forehead. Space is cold. You don't sweat for no reason. Something inside their environment was changing. But the scariest moment came when the station's internal microphone picked up a faint sound, a soft metallic knock, just once. Then silence. Viewers described it as not natural, too sharp, too close. If something hit the station, the crew would have said so. But they didn't. Instead, Mission Control cut the audio feed for 12 minutes. When it came back, the astronauts looked shaken. One stared directly at the camera, his eyes red, as if he had cried or struggled to keep calm. It was a moment the internet would replay millions of times. The world now waits, watching every new clip, every new message, every new update from Tiangong. Something is happening up there, something that feels heavier than simple space danger, stranger than equipment failure, and far more mysterious than anything we've seen on SpaceX missions. And until the truth comes out, one question keeps growing louder. What exactly is happening to the astronauts on China's space station? And why does it feel like they are not allowed to tell us?